experience of going to your telephone answering centre, because we did Children in Need, or part of Children in Need from there. Julia Sharp was supposed to do it, and I ended up doing it. But anyway, and there seems to be hundreds of terminals, but how many are there?
We tend to staff up to about 250 people.
Oh, God. Oh, God. Oh.
Janice, we need you to identify him. Is this your brother?
That's Cam.
Thank you. All right, no.
Oh, get away from me!
I just wanted to say...
What do you want to say? That you're sorry? That my son's lying here bastard dead because you didn't like what he told you? Because you just sent him away to get himself murdered? Oh, you useless bitch!
Listen, Janice, if you have any idea why Campbell should have tried to kill Nazir, I want
He didn't.
Janice? Janice, why did you say that? Has Michael said anything?
Michael did not do that.
No, I didn't say that he did.
Janice, come away from her.
Janice, why did you say that Campbell didn't intend to...
I don't know.
Janice, why did you say that? I need to...
No.
You're not getting me bloody daughter killed and all!
Look, I didn't mean...
Stop the car.
Get in.
I'm sorry, man. If I'd have known it was you...
Don't matter. Take it.
Cheers.
It's yours.
Hey, Cecil!
Yeah, all right, man. So what you want?
Tony's not doing as much work as he used to.
No.
He's got a sore throat. That's the bad news. Good news is you can deal direct with me. Is that a problem for you, Cecil?
No problem.
Good. Because I find problems very boring. We'll do business, yeah?
Right. Let's talk about Campbell's death. The body was found in a public lavatory inside of a locked cubicle. However, this was not where he was killed. The amount of blood he'd lost, the place would have been awash with it. So he was probably executed 1 to 2 hours earlier somewhere else. Prelim forensics can't be any more specific than that. So let's assume it was 1 hour earlier. This red line represents approximately an hour's drive from the centre of Manchester, which is where the body was dumped. So somewhere inside this circle, there is a place that is swimming in the boy's blood.
Boss, what if forensics say it's 2 hours?
Well, we better pray they don't, because if they do, it could be Birmingham, it could be Carlisle, it could be Leeds, or it could be around the corner. Anyway, we have a uniform looking under every bush, every shed, every derelict property. So sooner or later, we're going to find the place, or someone else is going to find it for us. Trouble is, I want to find it now, because the longer it takes for us to find this place, the easier it is for the killer to distance himself, and I do not wish to make it easy for that bastard.
What about suspects?
Well, we have 2 suspects. There's Michael Johns, the man that Campbell wounded in his attempt to kill Nazir. And the man who has a professional interest in avenging Nazir's death. Mr. Norton. However, we have absolutely no evidence, so that is why I'm going on Crimenight tonight. Yes, sir.
When you've got a moment. I just wanted to say, I know, all right, that you're perfectly capable of doing this thing by yourself. But if for any reason you felt that maybe you should do it...
Maybe you should do it?
I'm just saying.
Oh, well, I know what you're saying. You're saying maybe you should do it because you think that I'm emotionally compromised.
Look, this is strictly a professional consideration.
Is it? How many TV appearances have you made?
Don't be silly.
I'm not being silly. How many?
I've done 7.
Yeah, well, I've made 9, so I win. Anything more to discuss?
Are you, Jane, emotionally compromised?
I'm upset. Yes. What do you want me to say?
You weren't to blame.
I am aware of that.
Yeah, I wonder if you are.
Well, I will bear that in mind. Listen, Martin, I want to go on television tonight. People are scared shitless, ordinary people. I want to try and persuade people that it is all right to name names, that we will stand by them.
Well, I'm sure the people of this city will be hot.
Michael, did you do it?
What?
Did you shoot Cam?
How can you ask me that? I mean, rah! How can you? How do you think that makes me feel, eh? What, You think I took a gun and shot your little brother? So what you chatting this shit into my head for?
Say it. Just say you didn't do it.
Yo, just chill, because you're really doing my head in.
Please, Michael.
I don't need this, Janice.
Just say it to me.
He liked the usual things 15-year-old boys like, discos and so forth, but he wasn't the sort of boy, he wasn't a hellraiser.
So, a likeable lad?
Yes, he was. He was immensely likeable. He was the sort of boy who didn't say very much, but he thought a great deal. He looked after his mother and his sister in pretty difficult circumstances. I felt he had something to offer the world. He could have been
Very
a credit
professional.
to his community.
Him or her?
Oh, you
Well,
nana.
he was 15 years old. He was a good
We are
student
talking
at
about
school.
somebody who killed someone
was a
with a
bit of a
machine gun,
loner.
right? Thank you.
Quiet sort of boy.
Yes, is this strictly true? I mean, we are talking here about a young man who actually shot somebody.
Campbell committed a very serious offence, don't get me wrong. I'm not here to wring my hands about the terrible hardship he suffered in his life. That's no excuse. I mean, there are a whole lot of kids who have it just as hard as he did and don't go out and shoot someone. But there are a whole other lot of kids who get sucked into this violent world of street crime. And suddenly they're not allowed to be kids anymore. They're expected to behave as violently as the adults who are controlling them.
So what you're saying is give the children back their childhood?
No, I'm saying give them justice. Give them law and order. Campbell committed a serious crime. He deserved to be tried for that, but he did not deserve to be kidnapped and hideously murdered.
So how can viewers help the police in this case?
Well, anyone who knows anything at all that might help us catch Campbell's killers should just pick up the phone and call. I just want to assure people that they have nothing to fear about this. Anything you say to us is in the strictest of confidence. Please, have the courage to call, no matter who you are. If you don't call, people will continue to live in fear.
Good evening.
Well, our lines
I'd like to leave a message for Superintendent Tennison, please.
And as always, these will be treated in the strictest
Yeah, just to say,
Superintendent Tennison,
beige
thank you very much.
just isn't you.
Can't get through because the lines are busy.
She'll know who I
Please
am.
keep trying. And that's all from Crimenight tonight.
Right. Crimenight, what have we got?
Well, we've had 41 calls since broadcast. 18 of these are grannies who spooked themselves watching the programme. 13 are regular fruitcakes who call in every week to confess to whatever's on offer. And 7 of those called more than once, which leaves us with just 3. We have 1 bring-back hanging, 1 I heard gunfire. Now, we've got her statement, but we're checking it. And a daft one. Message for the superintendent. Beige just isn't you. That was from a mobile, so we can't trace the caller.
We don't need to. I know who that was. Well, people are scared, aren't they? And I thought this was a free country. Okay, well, if he's going to play footsie with me, he can do it right here under my table. Henry?
Boss.
Pull him. Pull the street. Listen, Claire, if you have something to say, it's all right. You can say it straight to my face.
We need more evidence before we bring him in.
We don't have any evidence.
The guy's not stupid. We talk to him now, he'll get more from us than we will from him.
Well, we'll see about that, won't we?
The minute he walked into Michael's flat, you thought, you cheeky bastard, I'm going to have you.
No, that's not true.
I think your reasons for pulling him are personal, and I think it'll backfire on us.
Listen, Claire, I only know one way to work. That's through instinct. Instinct and slog. Now, if you don't work that way, that's fine. You're very welcome to transfer off this case, no hard feelings. I don't want you to. You're a good cop, and we need good cops on this. Just think about it, all right? And while we're about it, let's pull Michael as well. Henry, in my office.
Blood all over the gym.
Stop. Well, take a stroll around the block with this. Don't go spending it now. That wouldn't be wise. Right, let's go meet him.
Lovely morning.
Morning, Henry. Up with a lark.
Taking your car to pieces, Clyde. You just pray it's clean.
You know what? I think it's about time I have another word with Jane. How are you, Michael? Don't answer that. My brief's a bit worried about parking his rolls. Give my special love to Janice. Do you see her before I do?
Just popped in to wish you luck.
Oh, thanks.
And to ask what your approach is going to be.
My approach?
Yeah, Norton's gearing up with his grand an hour brief. I just wanted to check you're up to speed.
Has Davana been talking to you?
No, should she have been?
There is a basic difference of opinion. You see, the street seems to think he's the Messiah, and some people around here seem to share that opinion. However, I'm absolutely sure that he's not telling us everything that he knows, and I just have this hunch that if I can crack the street, I can nail Campbell's killer. Now, maybe I can nail the street for something as well. I don't know. That would be a bonus.
You like to win, don't you?
There's no point in coming second.
Right.
Thanks for the good luck. I need it.
Clive.
Norman.
I trust your hand is resting on my client's arm for a purpose.
It's all right, he's just being affectionate. Which interview room were you in, Henry?
3.
Oh, your favourite.
Henry, you're doing Michael, okay?
Say so?
Me.
But I'm
Just do it. Get what you can. Tennison needs a hand holding, all right?
The Queen of Mean, or what? Glad you took me tip about the beige, Jane. It sort of flattened you. Made you look older.
Where were you between the hours of 7 and 10 on the evening of Wednesday, 11th of this month? For the tape, Mr. Norton declines to answer the question. Was the victim Campbell Lafferty known to you personally? For the tape, Mr. Norton declines to answer the question.
My client has already furnished this information.
Do you possess any unlicensed firearms? For the tape, Mr. Norton declines to answer the question.
For the tape, the Street declines to answer any of these poxy questions because they're so bloody boring.
Yeah, fine. Oh, let's just have a chat then, shall we?
A chat? Oh, well, I'll try anything once. Except margarine, it's unnatural. My mum warned me against it.
Well, tell me about your mum. She's still alive?
Well, she might have been pretending when I spoke to her last night, but yeah, I think so.
What sort of a relationship do you have with her?
I'm her son. Oh, this is much better.
Superintendent, this parlor psychology is childish and it's demeaning to my client. It is also very expensive of his time.
Well, just trying to get to know you a little better, Clive, because, you know, I've got your record here, and, well, there's just not very much to go on, is there?
Oh, I see. You're accusing me of not having a big enough criminal record, is that it?
Well, there was something rather nasty in a chip shop a few years ago, but, oh, you tap-danced away from that one, didn't you? You didn't let that cramp your style.
We're leaving.
Who killed Campbell? Was it you? It's all right. It's fine. We're just, you know, chatting here.
Sit down, Norman. This is getting interesting. It wasn't me, no.
Do you know who did?
Clive.
You just sit quietly, watch your meter ticking over.
Come on, Clive. Come on, you said you'd work with me. Keep me posted, remember? Who killed Campbell? Clive, look at me. I'm Dibble. I'm thick as pig shit. So come on, you do my thinking for me.
Top of the pops for me, Jane. He's our third man.
Michael Johns.
Well, if I walked into my house and some kid shot a gun at me, I think I'd want to discuss it with him afterwards, yeah? Oh, very good. You see, Norman, this is what the police call an Alan Wicker. They say absolutely nothing, see? The idea is to intimidate me into saying something I shouldn't. Well, frankly, Jane, I think I've said enough. But you're trying so hard, it'd be rude not to think of something. I know. When I was a kid, right, my dad used to take me fishing on this big pond. And all the time he'd ask me questions like, you know, what's the capital of Poland? And every time I got one wrong, it'd make me eat a mouthful of frog spawn.
For the tape, Superintendent Tennison is leaving the room.
New balls, please. Bye.
What's going on?
He's playing games. Well, if we let him play and we let him think he's winning, then he's going to make mistakes and then we'll have him.
And when will that be?
Go back in there and tell him we're going to keep him for 24 hours. Tell him I'll be back, but you don't know when, and if he wants a cup of coffee, then the machine's broken.
Jesus wept.
And when you've done that, do the same thing for Michael. Paul, if anything comes in, anything at all, forensic, you just find me and you let me know because I need a lever.
Where will you be?
With him.
Superintendent, can I just say one thing? I wanted that lowlife put away for a very long time, but I've never been able to make a case. Now, if he's involved in this and he just Teflons away because we haven't done our job right, because we haven't got the friggin' evidence, it'll be on your conscience.
Thank you, Claire.
On the day in question, did you speak to, or hear from, or in any way communicate with the victim? The victim, in case we've forgotten, is Campbell Lafferty. Okay, Michael, let me be frank with you. I'm bored. I'm bored of being stuck here in this room with you not talking to me. Your brief's gone into a coma. This is a very dull experience for us all, and it'd be a real thrill if you answered just one of my questions.
My client has no obligation to answer any question.
Yeah, for God's sake. Michael, wake up. Who needs to be told that you're here? It's not a trick question, it's a service. If my boss decides to keep you here, I'll have to inform a member of your family. Family is generally taken to mean dad, mum, auntie, granny. Is there anybody you want me to call?
And she's right, of course. Our Clive thinks he's invincible, and I'm not showing him otherwise. Oh, God, I hate white bread. Sorry, yes, I'm listening.
Okay, check the record number in the Street's file. Documentation goes back to 77. He was 10 when he started thieving. He's been a habitual criminal for 19 years. You might reasonably expect his file to be one fat bastard. It's that then. I mean, either the mice have been at it, or it's been pruned.
And get in touch with criminal records. Use my name if you have to. Just tell them we need the files absolutely immediately.
I have done. They're on their way. I'll take a rummage in intelligence and see what they've got.
Oh, shit.
I know.
I mean, who is it, Jerry? Who is playing on the wrong team?
Well, I've investigated me, and I think I'm clean. Made some phone calls about you.
When I went to meet Tony, who knew about that? Who knew the exact time and place of the meet? Rachel? Henry? Old Grousey? Any of that lot?
Did you tell anybody?
Well, I tried to phone Ballinger, but I couldn't get through. Jerry, is there anything I should know about any of our team? I mean, off the record, something personal. Is there anything relevant? Oh, it's not your friend Claire, is it? Look, Jerry, this is very important. It's getting dangerous out there. Someone could get hurt. You have got to tell me.
What? Tell you what, Claire's a good friend of mine. She's a good cop. This is a bit of family shit. She's had a lot to deal with.
Well, yeah, like what?
Family stuff, you know?
No, I don't know. What?
Her father's a serious criminal. I mean, everybody knows. He's like Premier League. He puts the street somewhere in the lower half of the 4th Division. He's been in and out of jail half his life. The other half he's been keeping us busy. He was never there for her. And even when he wasn't, you know?
Where is he now, in or out?
He's out. He's not out of circulation, but he's out. She's straight, boss. I know she's straight.
Did she know, Jerry? Did she know about the meat?
I told her there was a meet. I didn't say where, I didn't say when.
Come.
Have you got a moment, boss?
Yeah, take a seat. There won't be a table.
What a mess. The stench in here. Scott. Oh, God. Hey, look upstairs. Sit in. Watch where you're standing.
Echo 6-4 to control, over.
Brilliant. Where is she? Where's Tennison?
Taking the air with lover boy.
I couldn't do it. Couldn't, could you? Woman like Tennison.
Fast as you could throw her under me, Mr. Grabs.
I'd go for a rip in a fur coat, you would.
Boss! They found it! They found the murder scene!
Oh, Claire, you stay here. If there's any post-mortem, ring it through, would you? Mr. Bulletin.
Hi. It's better than it looks.
How do you reckon that?
Well, somebody's tried to wash the place down in a pretty half-cocked way.
Or given up halfway through?
Yeah, all that. It's also possible, but don't hold me to this, that the victim was running about from place to place, painting the walls himself. Couldn't get out, see? Bang, just there. Bang over there. Bang is in the corner. 6 goes and all.
This must be nice for you lot, eh?
Oh, wonderful stuff. Blood, bullets, the works. Above all, something very tasty in the drains over here. Look. Bits of clothes, hair, congealed blood and matter, a bit of tooth or something. Wonderful stuff.
So when can we have what you got?
Tomorrow afternoon?
Tomorrow morning.
Sold.
Okay, let's get out of here.
Blue City or what?
Can you imagine what happened in there, Jerry?
Not very easily, you know.
Kid flailing around trying to escape?
Yeah. Divani boss postmortem's ready.
You know, if I don't get the bastard who did this, I shall give up.
Bet you always say that.
Oh yes. Think nothing of it. Why, that's a favor I'll never forget. If you hadn't showed up, say, could I interest you in the world of service? Oh, it's you. I'm mighty glad to see you again. Again? Have we met before? Oh, yeah.
Salt and vinegar.
No choice, man.
If I was this street, I'd kill your scrawny ass for getting me salt and vinegar.
Yeah, you probably would.
It's getting to that time, boy, I can tell you.
For what?
For we to be thinking about moving on. This shit's getting out of hand. It ain't tidy no more. You know what I mean?
Are we leaving now? Hang on.
No, it's okay, Claire. Rankine and I can deal with this. Why don't you take an early night? Right. Principal features of interest. Bullet wounds, 6 in all, fired from a handgun at intervals. In the chest twice, once in the right temple, and it's the exit wound here which removed the tissue, and indeed a good deal of the brain. One in his hand, one in his leg, and one in the back. The story this body tells is particularly unpleasant. I knew it would be the moment I undressed him. What do you mean? His T-shirt. The bullet holes were lower down than the entry wounds. In surrender, possibly. More likely begging for mercy.
Why do you say that?
The bruising. He fell several times. Look at his knees. The nails on both hands are broken, and what's underneath them is grouting, probably from the walls of the pool. He just couldn't get out. So he fell to his knees and pleaded for his life. And they kept on shooting at him. Be nice if you catch this one, I have to say.
What? I know you, don't I? We were at school together.
Give it a rest, will you?
Didn't I save your life once?
We weren't at school together.
Oh. Must have been somebody else. I know what it was. You had this girlfriend. She got her face all smashed up. What's her name?
Shut it, Norton.
Janice. Yeah, that was it. Terrible business.
I said shut it.
You must have been heartbroken. Yeah, that was awful, that. They mashed her face up to a pulp.
She looked like a pizza. Unrecognisable. Yeah. They burnt her hair, stuff like that. Burnt her eyelashes. Terrible.
God, I hate mortuaries. Oh, I thought you'd gone home.
Janice Lafferty called. She wants to meet you at the place she works, the wine bar.
Great. Can I have the address?
Can I drive you there?
No, that's all right. Just give me the address. You wear my colours, Jerry, you're going to lose your friends.
There's some things to do, yeah?
Yeah, sure, fine, go ahead.
Claire,
What's going on, Jerry?
you tell me.
What are you after, some kind of fast-track promotion? Because I don't think that's her style.
You think that's mine? I'm doing my job, Claire. That's what I get paid for. Okay, I'm caught up in this one. I'm sorry. She's setting the pace, yeah? I can't hack it forever. Normal sloppy service will be resumed as soon as possible. I'm sorry.
Come on, buy me a drink.
I can't. I've got shit to do.
What I said. I don't know why I said that, right? Said what? That about Michael. It was stupid. I don't know why I said it. I must have been... I don't know. Are you saying that Michael did not kill your brother? No. Cammy told me you were scared. I said, what of? He said, I don't know. And I told him to grow up then. And there I was, too scared to even look at him. My little brother all shut up. Couldn't hardly breathe. Come on, sit down. It's all right. It's all right. You're allowed to be upset. It's a terrible thing. You know, I'm really upset too. I just want to find whoever did it. Well, it weren't Michael. Okay. So you're gonna let him go then, or what? Well, yeah, I'll see what we can do. You don't even know him. No, I don't. He was such a sweet guy. Was? Was? What do you mean by that, Janice? Janice?
I once stopped at a hotel in Shannon, and this is true. Where the handyman, he fitted the peepholes the wrong way round. You couldn't see out, but he could see in. He used to creep around at night watching people get undressed.
What are those for?
Well, we in the police call this anticipatory retaliation. I haven't actually been attacked, but I know it's going to happen. I thought I'd get my reprisal in first.
Come in and be attacked, then.
This is business, sort of.
Why don't you do this when you're booked? Just take me to the phone, sweet pea. Oh, there we go! Get some kit! Nice one!
So, what do you want?
I'll have anything.
Whiskey?
Yeah, whiskey will be fine.
And why am I going to attack you?
Devani says you've been shutting her out.
Yes, that's correct.
And why's that?
Well, I think she's taken a perspective on this case that makes it very difficult for her to work with the team.
Well, that's more or less what she says about you.
Martin, can I talk to you off the record?
Yeah, of course you can.
I mean, very, very off the record.
Mm-hmm.
I'm pretty certain we've got a leak at the station. All of our information is getting to the bad guys. They're one step ahead of us all the time.
And you think it might be Devani?
Well, it's possible. Look, Martin, she was the only person who knew about my meet with Tony Rice. The only one apart from Rankine. The Street found out somehow or other.
Do you know about her background?
Yes, yes, I do.
Yeah, well, it makes absolutely no difference to her work. She plays everything by the book. She's dead straight. I mean, I should know. I promoted her.
I didn't know that.
Yes, I did. I know she's very young to be a DI. And there was a lot of opposition, but she's never let me down. Have you got any proof?
No, nothing specific. I've got a hunch.
Yeah, well, what can I say? I just hope you're wrong, that's all.
Oh, I'm so sorry, Martin. I didn't realize she was your protégée.
Yeah, well, it just shows you, doesn't it? We all make errors of judgment.
Yes, we do, don't we? I'm gonna make one right now. Oh, that's very civilized. I'm not used to being spoiled.
Yeah, I didn't mean to wake you.
You leaving already?
Yeah, I'm sorry to creep off like this, but I've got to face the bloody press. Bastards, all of them.
Is that how you feel about your work?
That's the way it is, Jane, in this job anyway.
Oh, is it tough at the top, sir?
Look, if you were me, you'd be doing exactly the same.
No, I wouldn't. I wouldn't be trying to put both my feet into one leg of my trousers.
Post. It's a criminal records office. Tell me what's going on, Jerry.
You're early. Where's Rankine?
He's reading the documents you requested. We've got forensic back on the pool.
Oh, good, excellent. That was quick. What do they say?
That's Campbell's blood down there, all right. But there's nothing to link Michael or the street to the scene of the crime.
Oh, shit.
Nothing meaning there's no evidence the CPS will accept as submissible.
Oh, God, I mean, this has got to be a wind-up. I mean, you saw that place.
No, I didn't. Fingerprints require 16 points of comparison. So far, they've only got 7.
Come on, about that drain. I mean, that was clogged with...
Yeah. And this is the interesting bit. The drain filter contains fragments of human bone, splinters of 2 Zarford processes.
So what's that when it's in English?
This is the Zarford process. It's a piece of cartilage, and the human body only contains 1. There are pieces of at least 2 other people down there.
Oh, my God.
They found a flap of skin. It's white. This has got to be a favoured place of execution. Maybe for a gang, maybe for an individual.
All right, let's get Party to organise a search for missing persons.
Locally?
Yeah, to start off with.
Boss. I know we've not seen eye to eye on procedure, and I apologise. But I'm asking you now. Will you let me back in on the case?
Will you work with me, Claire?
I've got a hunch it's the street. And I want to get that bastard.
Yeah. Okay. Good. The boy was brought here specifically to be murdered. He was shot by a long-barreled revolver, possibly a Magnum. He was shot 6 times. All 6 shots were fired from the single position, pool side. He ran around the pool, probably trying to escape. He fell to his knees, at least on one occasion, because he was shot 3 times from that position. It was the 6th shot that killed him, blowing away a part of his skull. However, forensics have found the partial remains of at least 2 other victims. But they found absolutely no evidence that links our suspect to the crimes. So, we have no alternative but to let Clive Norton go.
Can't we get an extension to keep him?
On what basis?
Well, on the basis that we reckon he's up to his tits in all this and we need more time to nail him.
No, we're going to let him go. Look, you know that I believe he's fully implicated in this. But in the absence of forensic evidence, we have nothing to nail him. The only way to catch him is to catch him out. And the only way to do that is to make him think that he's got away with it just one more time.
What's the difference between him thinking that he's got away with it and him getting away with it?
Us. Us. We're the difference.
I'll do this. You run me an index number.
You're looking well, Jane.
Come on.
I'm going to have a crack at him myself, Henry.
Yeah? You'll find yourself dozing off.
Why, he's not talking at all?
Well, some of his periods of total silence are more interesting than others.
Hmm?
Yesterday, I asked him who he wanted me to call about him being in custody. That was a particularly good silence. In the end, I had to get the duty solicitor.
What, there isn't anybody, or I don't want anyone to know?
There isn't anybody. I don't think there ever really has been.
Except Janice.
The silences about Janice are the best of all. Nah, he's not an happy lad. He's very, very lonely.
Well, let's go and keep him company then, shall we? Who's the dude? Ah, Pocklington. Good. Thanks, Henry.
You're welcome.
See ya.
See ya.
The time is 10:19. I'm Detective Superintendent Jane Tennison, also present in interview room 5R.
Detective Inspector Devane.
Duty Solicitor Gary Pocklington.
Right, can I have your full name and date of birth, please?
Good girls. Where'd we get this?
Out of town.
So you may question the wisdom, Willem, of parking a stolen car outside a police station, but it's interesting. See, this area's a sort of psychological dead zone for the dibble. Can't see the wood for the trees, if you know what I mean. Got my little briefcase, yeah?
It's all here.
Of course it is. God's in his heaven. All's right with the world. Tidy. Well, time spent arsing with a dibble might be fun, but in business terms, it's time wasted and we can't be doing with it. Drive home radio, mate. Don't spare the horses.
Well, in a couple of hours, Michael, we're going to have to let you go. An officer will escort you to the front door, and you'll be free to leave. Just like Campbell Lafferty. And, look what happened to him.
Are you threatening my client?
You see that, dark stuff there? That's his brain, Michael. It's amazing the amount of blood a body will pump out in a matter of seconds with a wound to the head like that. That must have been terrible. Why don't you tell me about it, Michael?
Superintendent, come on, please.
Just ease off me case, will you?
Well, you see, right now, Michael, right now, you are the case.
Oh, yeah. See what? Me have the complexion for the connection.
Look, I think Michael's had enough, all right?
So why don't you tell me about it, Michael? Was it like in the movies? Did he die in slow motion? Did he fall to his knees, beg for mercy? We knew he fell to his knees because his knees were bruised. His fingernails were...
Come on, for God's sake, come on.
I think Michael would appreciate a break, yeah?
Yes, fine. Superintendent Tennison's leaving the room.
All right, Michael. Okay? Good.
Incident room. Yes. Yes, so? It's not human. What is it? Extraterrestrial. What type of dog?
Happy?
Yeah.
I'd just like to talk about you, Michael. If that's all right with your legal representative. You're all alone in the world, really, aren't you? Your mum's living in Germany with a soldier, no brothers or sisters. Your dad died in a car crash when you were 6 years old. It must have been tough. Just a little boy and suddenly your dad doesn't come home. No brothers or sisters. The only person you've got in the world is Janice, really. And I don't think you've got her anymore. Her heart's broken, you know, Michael. She really loved her little brother, and I think you did too. Well, he was such a sweet boy, Cammy. He was so innocent. And you know what is destroying her, Michael? Is how he died. His head being shot open. She'll know who did it, you know. She'll see it written on your face as clearly as we can.
The tape, dear Fanny, is restraining Michael Johns, who's attempted to knock himself unconscious.
I didn't want to do it, man.
But you had to, didn't you?
He made me.
He made you kill Campbell.
I had no choice.
Who? Who made you kill Campbell?
He said I had no choice. He was going to kill me.
Stop, Jane. What's going on here? What the bloody hell's going on?
Superintendent.
I'm ordering you to end this interview now.
All you have to
Jane,
do
that
is
is
to
an
tell
order.
me who made you shoot
Are you listening to me?
Campbell.
I said stop! The suspect has injured himself. Look at him. He's bleeding from the head. He needs medical attention. What the bloody hell's the matter with you? Get the custody officer, fetch a doctor now.
So I said,
Are you completely out of your mind?
So close.
Have you any
barging through
idea
the
when
scenery
you
like the
just
bloody
shut up for a minute?
Terminator.
Have you any idea
He was
what
about to
happened
give
in
up the
there?
street. If he made Michael kill Campbell, then he's the one who's guilty of murder.
A black suspect beats himself up in police custody.
Oh, excuse me, that is pathetic.
You play that tape to the jury and
that
you
is-
see
that
what
is
happens.
ludicrous.
Is it? Who's to say he wasn't smacked around by
Well, he's solicitor for a start, but for Christ's sake, Martin, what is going on here?
Look, just listen, Jane. The lad was trying to knock his brains out in there. Any evidence that comes out of him in this state has got to have inadmissible right the way through it. Now, look. If he doesn't need stitches, if the doc says he's basically okay, we may still be in business. We'll fix him up with a nice plaster and a cup of tea, and I will suggest to his brief that it may be in everybody's interest to try and continue. On the condition that Michael is happy to do so. Okay? So, why don't you just go for a walk for 10 minutes? We'll all calm down and then we'll see where we are, yeah?
You were watching me.
Yes, I was.
Don't do that.
Henry.
Sir?
Do you want to speak to me? If it concerns the Lafferty case, you can speak to me.
Forensics called about a bit of tooth they found in the filter.
Oh, yes?
It's from a dog.
What kind of dog?
All they'll say,
It's a big bastard.
Well, that's interesting, but quite how it relates to this investigation is beyond me, Henry. But I'm sure you're using your time wisely. Look, I'll do my best to stop the wheels falling off, Jane. But just you stay out of that interview room until I give you the word, yes?
I got the dog unit sitting out there with the engine running. There's a guy on board who can do all the doggy dentistry. You say go, and the street's best friends are under arrest.
You go.
Started last night in 1977. About 1 o'clock this morning, I got to 1992 and I was well bored. There was absolutely nothing in the records that should or shouldn't have been there. Then I came across a no further action. I thought, you never know. I had a look at it. It's just a report. Absolutely kosher. Bit of blind alley surveillance on a woman called Vanda Dysart. That name to you? The street's auntie. There was a notion that she was fencing for him. It turns out the old deal was clean. But index number of a car that was sitting outside her house one night, G485GMC.
Means nothing to me.
Nor me. So I checked it out. The registered owner is one Louise Hanson of this parish. That's her maiden name. Her professional name. You meet her at the Christmas party as Mrs. D.C.S. Ballinger. Okay, so 2 possibilities. 1, Mrs. Ballinger is somehow mixed up with the street. And 2, her husband was borrowing her car. I keep an open mind. Then this arrives from the criminal records.
Go on.
I take a look at what they've sent me. It's the charge sheet for the GBH. The deep fat fry are the guy's hands, the thing the street never did time for. Guess who?
The investigating officer was Martin Ballinger. Yeah?
Yes.
Not enough, though, is it, to get him? Well, we'll just have to get the man who can.
The doctor's been and gone. Michael's got a bit of sticking plaster and an aspirin. He's okay. DCS Ballinger talked to Pocklington and they've agreed to carry on, so ready when you are. By the way, DCS Ballinger's sitting in. Is that okay?
Yes, that's fine. How are you feeling, Michael? Okay.
Yeah.
Good. Now listen, Michael, this is very important. If at any time during this interview you feel dizzy or ill in any way, you just say so, and this interview will be suspended. Do you understand? For the tape, please.
Yeah.
Good. All right, so what I'd like to do, Michael, is share with you some confidential information about police affairs. Can I trust you with this information?
Yeah.
Good. It's about the street. You see, for some time now, the street has had a deal with a senior police officer from this station. There's no reason to think that you knew anything about this. In fact, until this morning, only 2 people knew about this arrangement, the street and the officer concerned.
Is this relevant?
Yes, sir. I think so, sir. You see, what happened was, this officer arrested the street for a particularly nasty crime some years ago. And in the process of interviewing him, he thought to himself, hey, you know, this young man is really rather clever. Here is a man I could use. You with me? So he said to the street, here's the deal. I will let you off this charge, and I will let you continue your business as usual, dealing drugs and so forth, on one condition: that you let me know what's going on down among the bad guys. So I can nick them, you see? Because the more I nick, the safer the world will be. And the better for my statistics. So, a working partnership. I'll keep you in power because one bad guy at the top that I can talk to is better than 10 bad guys all fighting each other and injuring the innocent. And the wonderful thing about this whole arrangement is that from a certain angle, it could be almost legal. And then, Campbell kills Nazir and the whole thing goes pear-shaped. The street didn't know what was going on, did he? I mean, someone had wasted his right-hand man. He didn't know who. He looks like a fool. People think he's losing his grip. So as soon as he found out who had killed Nazir, he had to show who was boss. Well, Michael, you said you killed Campbell, but he made you do it, didn't he? Say it for the tape, please.
Yeah.
Louder.
Yeah.
For the benefit of the tape superintendent, for the sake of any legal proceedings arising from this discovery you have made, will you please name the officer you're accusing?
I made it up, sir. To induce the suspect to confess.
Then this whole conversation is inadmissible.
Oh, yes. Yes, it is. But now we know who the guilty man is, don't we?
What is it, Michael?
He'll kill her.
Kill who?
He'll know I've grassed him up. He'll kill her.
Who, Michael?
Janice!
Michael, it's all right. It's all right, don't worry. He can't hurt her. He can't. She's safe. He doesn't know that you've told us. How long does it take to get to Janice's house?
10 minutes.
Have everyone there in 5. Get me on my mobile.
I just shot me dogs. And do you know what fault that was? Your boyfriend.
tell him I'll be there in 3 minutes. And the first person who gets to Noreen should call me immediately.
Janice? 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 This is Lafferty.
Over there.
Noreen's here, but she's out of it.
Where's Janice?
I don't know.
So, has he got her?
Looks like it. All the doors are open. There was an argument with somebody in a four-wheel drive.
Stick with it, Jerry. Get what you can.
Okay.
Street's not here. Took off in a four-wheel.
Four-wheel drive. So, who have we got?
Radio, toots, some kid.
Either arrest me or stop the assault.
You can't over here, right?
I
just want some information.
Oh.
Look, all I want to know is the whereabouts of Clive
We've
Norton.
already told
We
you
don't
we
know
don't
where he is.
believe
I
you.
don't
We've got a
believe
clue.
you.
You want any more
Come on,
answers?
lads. This is
Talk to me,
important.
Brief.
Talk to me, Brief, because you I'm get not knocked going to mess off. around. Shut up.
Shut up! Now that's crack, so bust them all, unless I'm very much mistaken. He's a minor, so you can think of the time you're going to do and double it.
Just told your boyfriend here. I don't know where the street is, right?
You think you're protected, don't you?
He took off in a car, yeah?
You think you're protected, well, you're not. Not anymore. That's all over. You see, your boss in
The street ain't my boss, woman. He ain't my boss. True to me, we provide security for the top man in the town. The street ain't the top man no more. You'd have come 10 minutes later, we'd have been out of here.
Does he know this?
He's finished, man.
Yeah, but does he know he's finished?
He's finished up here.
He's got Janice Lafferty, and it is very probable that he's going to kill her. So where's he taken her? We know about the pool, so he hasn't taken her there. It is very much to your advantage to tell me. You, what's your name?
Willem.
Well, there's no use trying to look invisible, Willem, because I can see you, and I can see you're in this up to your neck. Oh, yes. If the street kills Janice because I couldn't get to her, and you could have helped me do that, that makes you an accessory to murder. That's murder, Willem. Not nicking cars, not stealing drugs is a whole different ballgame. Get him out of here. I said get him out of here! Out! Go on, out, you! All right, officer. Now, can you tell me where the street's gone?
No. I mean, is this big place, like full of junk?
Where?
I don't know, he drove me there.
Well, if I drive, will you be able to show me? You reckon?
I don't know. Do this.
Try not to cry, Janice. If you cry, your nose will get blocked up, you won't be able to breathe, and then you'll suffocate. Don't flatter yourself. Turn round. Michael loves you, doesn't he? He's that possessive of you. He's that jealous. He could kill the air for touching you. You see, a woman is just a woman, Janice. But a gun, a lovely gun, is a blast. Last time this piece was used? Well, let me see now. Oh. Must have been when Michael popped your little brother. That was it. Let's call it a day, shall we?
Well? Look, I'm just going to keep going until you tell me otherwise, okay?
Okay.
So when did you go to this place with the street?
Night before last.
Why? What were you doing there?
Stuff.
Anything? Recognize anything?
I remember that.
Okay, well, which way? Left or right? Left or right? Well, and which way?
I don't know.
Take your shoes off. Do you know where you are? You're at the top of a very, very tall building. Can't you feel that lovely breeze? Feel that with your toes. Can you feel it? I had a good thing, Janice. I had a real good thing. And you know, don't you? This has to happen. It's nothing personal. It's just a matter of self-respect. Off you go, then. You know, it makes sense. See? That wasn't too bad, was it?
Henry, where's Tennison?
She took off. Hasn't she called in?
No, she hasn't.
What, do you recognise something? Claire, can you hear me? Jerry, can you hear me? Claire.
Boss.
Yeah. Claire?
Boss. Boss, can you hear me? Boss, it's Claire.
Yes, Claire. Claire?
Am I getting through to you?
Can you repeat that?
Yeah, hi. Where are you? Can you get this line any clearer? I can't hear you, you're breaking up. Christ almighty. Henry. Yeah, I've lost her. Where is she, quickly?
It's standard operational procedure for officers in pursuit to give a running commentary.
Yeah, well, when we find the superintendent, you can tell her. Come on, she's in a black spot. Can you place it?
There are 3 black spots within the central area.
Where? Precisely. Armley Heath, move.
Janice. It's Superintendent Tennison. Don't worry, love. We're going to get you out of there in just 1 minute. All right? He's not going to hurt you anymore. My backup will be here in a minute.
It's behind you. You know, all of a sudden, Jane, I find you very boring. Poisoning my pleasure, scaring off my friends. You know, I'll probably have to shoot both of you now, and that'll be your fault. An excellent day's police work.
We can do a deal.
I don't think so.
Yes, I mean it.
No, you don't. You see, Marty told me, you want to nick the bad guys. Full stop. All in all, Jane, I don't think you're in a position to do business with me.
My backup's outside.
Yeah.
They'll be here in just 1 minute.
Lot can happen in a minute.
Hello, Clive.
Hello, Marty.
Left now, Jerry. Here.
You've come to let him off the hook again, have you, Martin?
What's going on here, Clive?
She came looking for Janice. You see, Marty, at this stage in the game, we both have to bring something a little bit special to the table. I brought her. What did you bring?
Myself.
Well, Marty, I'm a little bit pissed off with you, yeah? I do not like being rung up and told it is over. It is not over, okay? You do not tell me anything is over. I mean, excuse me. Which of us is in charge of this situation? What is the matter with you? Everything works except when she's around. She's the problem. We rule, Marty. And we're letting her piss all over us.
We had an agreement.
We still do.
No, you don't. No, Clive, you're finished. Listen to me. The best thing you could do for your health is just put down that gun and come with me.
We speak the same language, Marty. Think. Without you and me, it'd be chaos. All we have to do is remove that.
Meaning what?
Meaning, let's waste the bitch. Everything's sweet except for her. We take her out, it's just like it used to be. Peaches and cream.
He's making you his accomplice, isn't he? Is this what you meant by containing crime? Is this what you bought into?
I don't think I can take a whole lot more of you.
You see, he needs you to tell him to shoot me. He needs to think he's got that kind of power over a cop.
Say the word, Marty. Just say the word.
So what are you going to say, Martin?
Oh, for Christ's bloody sake! Will you just say something? Nothing. He does nothing. There's people like thee and me, Jane. We're the ones who get things done around here.
Janice. You're going to be all right. You're going to get to the hospital. You're going to go home and have a nice hot bath. You're going to bed. Forget all about this. Right? Promise me. Okay. Take her to the hospital. Give me the keys to your car, would you? You bastard!
I just saved your life, or did you fail to notice that?
You thought twice about it, didn't you?
I am a police officer, Jane. There is no way I would have let him kill another police officer.
Except if you got there too late, you might have let him get away with it. God. You compromise and you deal and you bargain until there's no law, there is no order, there is no justice. There's just some kind of messed up secret society that you think you can control.
Maybe, but we get results, and Clive gave us some great results.
He was a psychopathic murderer.
Yes, and he gave us some top-quality information. I mean, there's no point in asking a school teacher to report about crime. It's a dirty old world, Jane, but I'm afraid it's the real one.
And in the real world, you don't get caught, do you, Martin?
No, I don't.
Well, I think that's a shame.